Hey folks, can you hear me at all?
Yup, can hear ya. How's it going,
Yeah.
everybody?
So, funny story. I may have made a
Looking good.
miscalculation.
Oh?
Remember how I was having difficulty with a certain laptop.
Yep, we do.
So I scrapped the whole fucking thing because even
Mhm.
after I quote unquote fixed it, it broke again. So I just pulled the hard drive out of it and added everything into a new laptop. The downside being I just assumed webcams came standard on laptops these days and didn't even bother to look.
Oh, so you don't actually have a cam built in on
so,
this.
and I just realized that now while setting up for the game. I'm like, let's make sure that the video looks right.
Oops.
Where's the web? So now I'm just gonna go get a secondary webcam to add to this for next week. But everything else is
Alright.
set up and we're good to go. I just don't have a webcam apparently, which I didn't even realize was a thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I thought it'd just be like on there now.
Yeah, right.
Well, at least you're here, and that's at least the most important part,
Right,
right?
I'm here and I can run the thing and my computer will not explode. All very important aspects of this.
Definitely love the not exploding part.
Yeah. If I had a nickel, like legitimately, I think my old one did catch fire at some point while I wasn't looking.
Aw, jeez.
But at any rate, welcome back after a very, very brief hiatus. Um, hopefully everything has been good for everybody.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I like to see that our good friend Tabor has finally shaved. It's about time.
Yeah, I gave up on the shitty little beard I had. I've been trying for like 20 years to grow a fucking beard. Not 20 years, but I just don't have the genes.
Since I was 2 years old, I was trying to grow that facial hair. Well, who would like to do a recap of where we left off?
I guess that usually falls to me, so I'll give it a shot. I think I have a vague memory of what happened last time, which was that we went to go and rescue our best friend over here. What was his name again? I gotta remember. George, yes.
Short.
We went to go rescue George from a fighting pit, which later we discover is actually an underground cult of some kind, and was probably going to sacrifice him, so good we got him out of there. The whole squad went down, there was a nice big brawl. We couldn't get him out of his cell fast enough. Everyone tried running, and of course, Scipio ended up scaring a whole bunch of police on the way out. So eventually, he got rolled up by the Inquisition. George is perfectly fine. Big B has also gotten out just fine, and our local mechanicus has no recollection of what happened.
Literally deleted those memory files.
And then everyone went to an awards ceremony, and instead of Scipio, they call out the name, and someone else walks up.
Awesome. Did we actually get to the award ceremony?
We didn't actually do like a whole scene. You just kind of mentioned that's what happened, if I
Ah,
recall right, because we were like wrapping up real quick.
yep. So you're not actually at the ceremony. However, this is definitely the. Well, we'll see when they do the replay of
Yeah.
this. But this is sort of like the pre-training for the wrap up.
Hmm.
So you guys find yourself back, getting ready for the parade gown, getting ready for the ceremony. And if that's not what happened, that is what I'm retconning has happened. So take that. Uh, because I also want to run some tests. So as you guys all get up, you're dressed in all of your fine gear, all of your fine attire, and you do notice that their Lord General Matisi is there as well as your regular command chain. You also notice that your favorite commissar has arrived. Good old Commissar Hartley is standing there watching this entire situation. And sure enough, before we get started, I would like everybody here to roll me an Imperial Guard lore check, because that's something everyone likes to do.
Oh yeah. So let's hit the button and give it a go. Hey, I got 2 additional degree success. Jordan
I got
has no idea as
-4.
usual.
How I don't. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Alexander does not care.
What?
Fantastic. So, oh man, Alexander had a 61 too.
Hold at 98. Oh gosh, yeah.
So, as Timur sort of gets called to the front under a false name, by the way, uh, he looks down and he notices that yes, everyone is in their regular Class A uniform. They're all dressed quite well. Not all of them are particularly well done, however. Even as you walk past the group of your new squad mates, you notice that the vast majority of them are lucky to have the uniform on properly at all. Most of their medals and ribbons and ranks are either off-centered or cockeyed. Alexander is a little bit harder to identify, namely because he's a tech priest and you're unfamiliar with what their dress robes are supposed to look like in the first place.
Of course. I'm sure he's out of uniform too.
You wouldn't be able to
To
tell.
assume.
It's quite possible. It's quite possible that he just does not care about Imperial Guard ceremonies.
Entirely possible. That's okay. I'm the most proper looking one of all of them, right?
Yeah. As you roll up, though, your uniform is immaculate, and as you stand up there, as you like come to the front,
Too busy
Alexander's
saluting.
too busy saluting. As you come to the front, you notice that Lord General Matisi isn't the actual one addressing you. However, you are recognized by your next sort of person in charge, good old Captain Carlton DeWare. And as he looks at you, he goes, "If you would be so kind as to carry this for me." And he hands you a fairly large wooden box. And you notice that as you're called up, there are a number of other people on motorcycles, apparently. Fucking New York City. All right.
course.
As you're called up there, you notice that there's a number of other lieutenants also taking large boxes from this dais up front. And as they walk down, they're accompanied by their NCOs.
Yeah, I believe we are presenting these boxes to people. So yeah, I just kind of take it, get ready to follow orders, and do what I need to do. I probably got some small instruction ahead of time.
Yep, you were given the basic rundown of stand in this position, open the box when necessary, and follow along.
Oh, I can definitely open a box, so no problem there.
Roll for box opening.
Let's just roll an intelligence check. Hold on, let's.
But as you're all standing up there, Lord General Matisi goes on a very, very large. It's funny you would roll the intelligence test, actually. Because as Lord General Matisi goes on to this very sort of large and long-winded explanation of what is going to transpire and what is transpiring currently, it starts to drag on as you can tell that he's in pretty good shape for a 98-year-old man, but without all the rejuvenation treatments that he's received, he's still a 98-year-old man. And as he continues to talk, he sort of goes off on tangents, but eventually he gets back on track and he goes, "The nature of the primary city and the viceroy therein requires a degree of, well, let us just call it decorum that regular gravediggers such as yourselves lack." And he laughs awkwardly, and nobody laughs along with him. Yes. "So, we have been tasked with classing you all up so that you are worthy of receiving future accolades under the supervision and watchful eye of not only the Viceroy, but, well, the millions of planetary citizens that will be watching the event through their picked quarters. So, it is with great honor and respect that I will give the command for your commanding officers to bestow upon you the accolades and awards befitting men of your station and accomplishment. On your own time, captains, do your duty." And with that, he sort of steps off and starts coughing, pulls out just this massive bottle of Amasec. He doesn't even bother hiding that it's Amasec. He takes a swig, he caps it, and then he just walks off into the background. Typically, you would know this because you passed the Imperial Guard test. He's obligated to stand there and watch this ceremony because he's presiding over it. Clearly, considering there's no one here that outranks him or could have any impact on his career, he does not care.
Right, New's gonna call him out on it, right?
Exactly. Meanwhile, Captain DeWare goes out and he hands over a handful of. Since Lieutenant Harper isn't here presently, he goes through personally awarding each of these. And as you open the box, since you passed the intelligence test, you know that there are at least 10 sets of medals in here. Particularly, the
Mhm.
ones that you notice are ones that you have seen worn on a handful of the actual Krieger on occasion. One of the first things you notice. Oop, here we go. One of the first things you notice is that sitting at the very top is something known as the Frontman's Honors. Uh, fair enough. You can get that XP handled in just a minute, buddy. So
Mhm.
he's given the Frontman's Honors, and you notice that this is effectively it is a gold medallion inlaid with iron, and you know that this is given for holding fortifications or other things against orc hordes, and they have to be large orc hordes for over 24 hours. Something which all of you, having survived the Battle of Hill, was it 32, something like that,
Yeah,
have
something like that.
managed to maintain. Hill 38, there we go, have been awarded. Underneath that, you also see a ribbon intrinsic as well as a trenchman service medal. All of these things you recognize as being sort of like the baseline for accomplished members of a siege infantry battalion. Also, things that all of you should have gotten ages ago, but no one ever wrote in for you on account of all of your sergeants dying rapidly.
Yeah.
But as the captain goes out, he sort of goes to Jort, pins each medal one after the other on your chest. All right. Then he goes over to Alexander, and he doesn't really know where to pin these, so he actually just sort of takes them and just offers them to you. He's like, here you go.
Close enough, right?
Yeah, right.
Salute.
And as he moves over, he actually takes the time, Captain DeWare takes the time to kneel down to the horribly scarred Ratling and pins each of the 3 ribbons on his chest as well. And oh, you don't have to salute. Oh, you're all just standing at attention. Yeah, they put the medals on magnets. Alexander resets, completely fries the hard drive. But as he goes on, he sort of looks up at the dais where Lord General Matisse has left, and he realizes that as the captain, he's the next highest, as all of your other commanding officers are currently otherwise engaged, fighting a fucking war. So in the absence of Marshal Uriel or Marshal Richard, he decides that the best thing for him to do is to clear his throat. And as he watches the rest of the officers going around pinning medals on, he goes, "Guardsmen, it is my true pleasure to be able to award these small trinkets in honor of your sacrifice and duty. Bear in mind that this is not just an accomplishment of you as an individual, but for the Guard as a whole. It is not these medals that honor you, but you who honor these medals. You've earned them, you are worthy of them, and it is time that any of those civilians who are going to be flaunting their wealth and their status in your face recognize the true worth of the individual standing in front of them. This isn't for you, this is so that the rest of the world has a very easy way of gaining some semblance of the value of your character and the depths of your sacrifice. So wear them proudly, but don't think that this has changed the nature of your involvement with the Guard. We hold the line. You have done so once before to earn these, and I imagine in short time you will do so again. But take heart in the moment. that your sacrifices do not go unnoticed, that your bravery is not in vain. I'm honored to be here with you. And with that, he actually takes a moment to render a salute to you, which, while technically not outside the realm of customs and courtesies, is indicative of a sign of respect. And this is the officer initiating them rather than the subordinates.
Right, and given this
Uh,
is a big show of demonstration, he cements home his point with it.
Yeah, Alexander, you salute immediately. And you also notice a number of the other guardsmen, they've never been put in this situation being saluted by a officer before, but because you snap the salute, everybody else snaps the salute almost in time with the sergeants that are there who are more familiar with the customs and courtesy. He holds it for a moment, and then he snaps it down, and he goes, "Since Lord General Matisi has unfortunately been called away, it'll be up to me to illuminate, or at least inform, what to expect in the coming days. Now that you have your new shiny medals, it's important that you put them on properly, so that some, well, troublemaker doesn't call you out on your, well, failures of decorum. So we'll have another inspection prior to the main event tomorrow, before the ceremony takes place in front of the Viceroy. We'll be moving from our barracks to a hotel. There's a bar there, however, I imagine most of you have learned the importance of sobriety given the circumstances and our current environment. Tomorrow night, you'll be taken into the Viceroy's palace to be awarded individual medals, as well as war gear and any other items that the people of this fine planet have deemed worthy of you. So, for the rest of the time, pack your gear. We'll be moving to the hotel shortly. Just follow the orders of your sergeants. They'll inform you on the specifics. Once you're there, bear in mind that there are a number of civilians that will be in close proximity to you. Be cordial, be polite, but remember you are a guardsman in and out of uniform. Conduct yourselves as such. There'll be a number of reporters trying to gain some semblance of ideas of what are happening on the front, and while generalities are fine, remember, loose lips murder the lot of us. So, don't mention any future plans, don't mention commanding officers, don't mention anything that could reflect poorly on our war effort or on the Guard in general. Now, we are still within our rights to collect a tithe of men to support our war effort. However, as you have all learned, volunteers are far more, well, indesirable. Makes things easier, and quite frankly, you all fight harder than a lot of cheap conscripts. So, try to leave us in the best light. If we get enough new recruits, who knows? They might soak up some of the bullets before it gets to you lot. And then he goes, Sergeants, I'll leave it to you. Everyone, thank you once again. I'll see you soon. And he does an about face, and he follows out the same door that Lord General Matisi did, followed by a handful of other captains that had tagged along. You hear Sergeant Jones looks around and goes, "Right, well, you heard him. Dismissed. Get the fuck out of here." And then he goes, "Next formation, 1400, outside. All your shit packed. Go."
All right. Don't need to be told twice. Time to go get a whole bunch of stuff.
And back it up.
What time is it now? Good question.
You guys have basically 2 hours to get this done.
Let's see. I think for everyone, most of us just kind of bought clothes last time. if I recall. And Alexander didn't spend on anything.
Yeah, I was
Stand
gonna
there
go
for
try to
2
get
hours. Yeah.
free stuff with my medals, but ask if they have a veterans discount.
Yeah. So you guys are going back to the civilian clothes area?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Yeah,
Go
you get there.
back up.
You get there. It's much of the same. It's a collection of with a wide variety of clothes and shirts and other things.
Let's see. Assuming that I have the same amount of money as everyone else probably would have had, probably gonna get a nice heavy coat and a big furry hat.
All right, you do precisely that. They actually have a bunch of those in stock, as there was a order of uniforms from the Vestroyan regiments that was accidentally redistributed to this planet.
Yeah,
But you
innocent
managed.
whistling on that one.
You managed to get a number of these things. Bigby, you notice that there is no psyker here. You also notice that his items are left completely untouched. Whatever few belongings he had, considering he kept disintegrating his own, including his dress uniform, are sitting at the foot of his bed.
Oh yeah, his pocket cash would still be there, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Let's take a look. How much did he have on him? 2,100, right? Because he gave you back what you had paid because he assumed it wasn't going to happen, and now his half is still on the table, and you still know about the augmentation you could go get.
Big B is going to quote unquote look for clues about where Scipio is by rifling through his pockets.
You find several clues in the form of. Uh, did you ever try and just grab like a fake foci, or you brought that with you, correct?
Yeah, I did. It was like the horse, the knight, which I think I actually ended up taking with me, and they put in a box when I got there, if I recall right. The
Yeah.
rest of the chess set is probably still there, minus like 2 pieces.
Yeah, you find a mostly intact chess set, as well as a number of loose chits that he had kept there. But beyond that, most of his belongings were disintegrated, and he has gone missing. You do know that he was last seen leaving the area with Sergeant Johnson, however. I'm sorry, Jones.
Where would the sergeant be at this time?
He's gathered all his gear. He's just waiting out next to the tech priest. He's just sort of looking at the tech priest and goes, "God damn it! If half of our soldiers were as goddamn punctual as you." And then as he's like talking about it, he notices Bigman. He goes, "Ratlin, aren't you supposed to have your shit together by now?"
Working on it, sir. I'm just wondering. I know Scipio's not done yet either. Is he? Where is he?
Scipio has been reassigned permanently to a different duty. You don't have to worry about him, son.
All right.
Trust me, you have a lot more to fear than he does. He's got a real cushy assignment.
That's good to know. Maybe I'll write him, and he'll go off to get ready.
If you
Yeah, he
need
went
to
to that
send any
farm
letters, by all
upstate.
means, just leave them to me.
We'll do.
Roll and hold on a second. Would you be so kind as to roll an inquiry test? Yeah, no, that lucky son of a bitch must have done so well that they promoted him to a better assignment.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's a farm there with plenty of other psychers he can play with.
he spends his days feeding and fucking.
It's all they got, Sin. It's all he needs.
No, they sent him to the Slanesh cult. How could?
Alrighty. So the rest of you managed to gather your items, make it back in time, unless you'd like to run off and do anything last moment or last minute.
I kind of want to buy some sweet gloves, like fingerless biker gloves.
That's there if you'd like. Just knock off 5 chits.
I haven't even been keeping track of my chits. So.
You even really spend any?
As a matter of
You
fact,
went to
both
try
of you.
to find a place to spend some, and then you got into a fight instead.
Actually, no, I would have lost all those chits because they would have taken them from me. So I actually probably don't have any money left.
I guess the Arbitus thanks you for your donation.
Is he ever going to come back to collect? Oh well. But yeah, so you guys all managed to get back in time. You're loaded up into some lovely little hover cars and transported to the hotel you'll be staying at. And as soon as you get there, like while you guys are in the truck, he goes, "Right, so what I'm gonna need from you is for a lot of you to get changed into your Class A's, look as nice as you can. All right, now each one of you, bear in mind, you're responsible for your comrades in arms here. So, when we go out there, if you are going to be stepping outside, wandering around this hotel outside of the floors which are reserved for us, you have to do so in your Class A's. If people want to buy you a drink, that's fine. Just have one. Be polite, be respectable. In short, try not to be the man I know you to be. Is this a basic instruction that you can follow?
Who should I be, Sarge?
A respectable man who cooks better than most.
All right, I'll be York. I'll pull out my guitar.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, roll me
See if you're getting any better at it.
yeah, as a matter of fact, let's see if you can learn that song. You pull out that old guitar. Let's see what you get done.
What role was it again?
I'm trying to find out. I guess technically it would be like a trade. So just roll me a D100.
All right.
Let's see it.
76. Yeah, it's not great.
You know, I think that's untuned.
It's missing a couple strings. It's out of tune.
Is that big hole
However,
supposed to be there?
I would say that since this is kind of a useless trade, I would say, not that it's useless, because you've actually seen York, you've been playing with this for a while. If you would like to spend XP on trade guitar playing, I would say that you have both of the what do you call it? Both of the requirements for it. So it would be the cheapest one. So one skill,
100
yeah, it would be
experience.
100, and two would be 2.
Another 250.
Yep. So 350, you could get 2 ranks in it if you wanted. Throwing it out there, bud.
Honestly, I kind of like the fact that George thinks he's good at guitar, but really it's just terrible because he's been playing it for so long. But
I like it. Alrighty then. So all of you roll me another Imperial Guard, this time with a plus 30 to it, a 30-point bonus. As you guys get dressed in your Class A's, Alexander, you don't have to do that. If you would like to get in the full regalia of Tech Priest Class A, by all means, roll to do that. If you would just say fuck it, you can just say fuck it.
Oh, he goes for it.
Alexander, you take your cloak which is still somewhat scarred from battle. It has oil stains on it. It has some scorch marks from where you were soldering. And you take it, you flip it inside out, and on the inside layer is this immaculate and semi-reflective layer of the cloak, uh, almost iridescent, that you put on. You are now in your Class A uniform for the Tech Priest.
I'd like to think, like we spend like maybe an hour getting dressed up. Eventually, Jord appears like in public where people are gathering, or like where we're gonna go organize before we go out. And this new person you've never seen before is just gonna look Jord up and down and go, "Are you serious?
Yeah,
You didn't even align the buttons right.
I have like mustard on my shirt. Fucking
The
spaghetti
medal's in the
sauce.
reverse. This is clearly the painted face. The other side is just blank."
Well, they didn't give me instructions.
yeah. You notice that even
No, here,
the
I'll do it.
Trenchman service medal is upside down.
Here, I'll do it. I'll get it right, and literally just start doing the buttons for you.
There you go.
Have you never done a tie before?
Roll the Imperial Guard now with same thing, plus 30.
All right.
But you get to roll it again. Let's see if you can. There you go. You managed to make. Jort is the most handsome little heavy gunner that there ever was.
There you go.
You
Don't
actually-
you look precious now, like you're a professional or something?
Everything's in line.
Well,
Not just.
I am a professional.
Of course.
Yes, you are. All right. The back of the truck opens and you guys are let out. And you notice that the hotel you're staying in now is fucking fancy.
Ooh.
Not only fancy, but this seems to be the area where everyone who has basically been gathering to attend this, what would you call it, this ceremony, has been heading towards. So the main area, which is just sort of a massive marble floored lounge with a number of different like restaurants and other things set up, is just packed with people. They're all walking around there in their finest clothes that they can have. They're all conversing with each other. It's this strange vibe of exceedingly proper but relaxed. At least, except for you lot, who are standing there like those iron rods where your spine should be. Obviously, Alexander has that for a particular reason.
Well, it is a party. Hey, he said it would be fine for a drink, Sergeant said. I'll go find a drink. And someone to drink with.
All right, roll me a D100.
Well, the general said we can't. You gotta be sober.
Oh, if the general comes around, tell him not to look this way. 48.
Yeah, as soon as you go to the bar, you see a bunch of fairly intoxicated, well-to-do individuals. They look at you and they go, sorry, my dog just walked in and it scared the shit out of me. Yeah, the general is the bartender. No, the well-to-do people go, well, look at this. Our heroes. Who'd have thought? Hey, guardsman, you're looking mighty fine. You're one of, you're here for the ceremony, right? Hill 38. What's it like to be bathed in all that glory?
Oh, quite a sensation. Like seeing the sun once after 2 months in the rain.
I didn't realize God type poetry. That's fantastic.
In my spare time, none of it's good.
Well, we should like to hear more of it. Bartender, around for everyone in that uniform. Well, anyone who cares to drink at least.
Oh, get me drunk enough. I'll make you as much poetry as you want.
Alexander just in the background. No one's talking to Alexander. Alexander politely declines despite not being offered the drink.
Yeah, Big B is keeping to himself.
Yeah, Yeah, Big B, as you look around, roll me a perception check. I'm sorry, I'm probably using the wrong term. Awareness. There we go.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close but no cigar.
Yeah, as you're standing there looking around at all this stuff, one of the people, sort of like one of the waiters, moving like trolleys full of food and drinks and whatnot, rams right into you. Roll me a dodge.
Ow. Okay. Nope.
Yeah, it just slams right into you. You take 1d4 damage. You take 1 point of damage, so your toughness should soak that, as it just slams into you, and all of these plates of foods and these like nice curries like slosh over and spill all over your dress A, your Class A uniform. And you see one of the waiter goes, "Oh no, I've hit a small child! Quick, someone, whose child is this? Whose child is this?"
Oh God, it burns.
You can sue now.
Where are your parents? You should not be running around like this, little one. Why do you have such thick facial hair? Oh, suckler.
I drank a lot of milk.
You are a rattling. Huh?
How did you
And
guess?
he immediately checks his pockets to see if you pickpocketed him. Look, I did not see you there. I'm so sorry. But if at all possible, could you not say anything about this?
I'm going to have
You're,
to look at my uniform.
yeah, just if you would be so kind as to give it to me, I'll take it to the laundry myself. I'll have it all taken care of. It will be, how you say, immaculate. Like a miracle, like it never happened.
I'll be accompanying you, of course.
If this is what you want, of course. I have no problem with this. Um, uh, just, and he goes, look, no one can see you like this. Just, and he opens up the cart, which is the bottom part is open. Just hop in here. No one has to know that your uniform has been despoiled by my carelessness.
He'll give him a look like, really, and then get in.
And all right, everyone else, roll me awareness tests with a, yeah, just roll me a straight up awareness test.
Oh, new character does not have any. But I get a 0. Oh, that's on the dot. I see.
Yeah, that is technically a success.
Yeah.
Oh,
Never
I don't
pass
see.
awareness.
Yeah, George, you're drinking as well, I imagine. Timmy, you're seeing the reflection of the mirror behind the bar, this tiny ratling in Class A uniform, scramble underneath a trolley full of drinks and food and be quickly whisked away to the back room.
That's not great. So I'm looking around and I'm going, so I'm having fun here. Jort's over there and he's loud and can't do his uniform. And then there's the robot. I'm going to go ahead and just say, oh, just one moment. Set my drink down, go over to Alexander. Hey, you, robot. You see the little one disappeared into the back. I'm keeping people entertained, and you just sort of standing here. I don't think this is your thing. Do you want to make sure he's okay? Fine. You know, he disappears, dies, no one knows what happened. Squad Hulk gets reassigned, you know, nothing big, nothing big. Fine, I get the hint, Ugh, you are all ill-tempered. And I'll go ahead and walk away. And,
As you start to walk away, the guy at the bar who bought you a drink goes, Oh, don't be rude. I bought you a drink. At least tell us a story. We've
Oh,
had
I'm
nothing.
going.
We've had
Yeah,
nothing but propaganda. Is it true that those orcs can tear a man limb from limb?
and I'll go ahead. I'll take the drink, sit down, and go. Oh, is it through? Oh, it is beyond through. They could rip an arm straight off and then club your head off with it too. I don't know why I'm Irish now. It happens when you drink. Oh, but I heard on the first day there was a sergeant who did the same thing right back. Don't know what happened to them, but that's what
Sounds
I
like
heard.
that sounds like what a man. You think we would have heard such stories? All we hear is contradictory things. Orcs are the most powerful creatures in the lands. Don't go near them. Don't wander around, or they'll come and snatch you in the night. On the other hand, a properly trained guardsman with a bayonet can gut 20 of them in a go. Makes one wonder. If the orcs are so terrible and the guardsmen are so strong, well, you must be quite a warrior.
Oh, 20 in a go. No, no. Someone's just not saying the truth then. Always must be practical. A fight is one-on-one. Maybe one-on-one? You win. You get outnumbered. No, you're just stupid then.
See, what
But
I
I
don't get though
suppose.
is where all these orcs are coming
Someone
from,
arrest
right?
that man.
They just pop up one day, run through a town, and they have a fucking army. You
You
think
think
we
they
would have
have a
seen
city
some ahead of
somewhere?
time?
Maybe they all live underground. They seem to like digging.
What were the chances of that? Is that a
Hmm,
possibility?
big galaxy. Why not?
As you guys finish your drink, he goes, I
Read
like you.
information.
First person here that's going to talk to me honestly. Hey, have another round. And gives out another round.
Ah, you're such a friend. And
Well,
I'll go ahead and take it.
yeah. What can I say? I'm generous to heroes of the Imperium of Man.
Well, of course, I'm always friendly to anyone wanting to give me a drink.
Roll me a toughness test. Just straight. No
Yup.
penalties yet.
Yeah, this is just like, oh yeah, I'm on my second drink. Let's see. Maybe a little tipsy. Oh yeah, he did it already in plain view in the middle of the party at the bar, of course.
Oh, they can do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit more tipsy, a little bit more loose with what you're saying. And as he leans for George, are you drinking as well?
Yeah, what has George been up to?
I probably won't be at the bar. I'll probably
George has
just like
learned.
found a table somewhere, one of the ones that you just stand at.
Yep. As you start to get a little bit more loose with your statements, he sort of leans in and he goes, I have to admit, no, because he's Russian now.
Alright, we change it all the time.
Right. Now the Scotsman. Well, let's be honest here, right? So the Guard have mobilised a massive counter-offensive to capitalise on the victory at Ill 38. The one you fought at, by the way. Good work.
Let's,
So they're clearly expecting heavy fighting, since the number of Orc forces are dwindling all across the sector. But like, if you're here, and you're the best the Empire has to offer, shouldn't you be out there? At the front of the spear, the tip of it, taking it to the Orc like you did back in the hill. Why would they keep you here if they're about to launch an offensive all the way over there? It makes no sense.
I expect we'll be going back on duty any time now. This party's nice, but it won't last forever, right? Besides, no soldier fights forever.
Well, you have plans after the war.
A nice
You know,
farm, 3. Maybe I'll grow potatoes.
I don't even know what those are. Then again,
Oh.
they've told me that after this campaign's over, some of you guardsmen will be able to retire on our fancy little planet here. Assuming enough of our own people volunteer to take your place. Is that something you actually plan on doing? Finding a spot of land here on our planet?
You fight here long enough. Seems like a nice place. I've made a couple of friends. Nice people in the city.
Well, you've certainly made one as well. John Avisham, pleased to meet you.
John, nice to meet you. Name is Timur. Perhaps we'll see more of each other in the future. Well, that's what I hope.
Oh, I don't doubt it. And with that, we'll skip on over to the rattling. The rattling,
Yeah.
as you're rolling around different hallways, different places, you hear a bunch of different voices. Eventually, the cart rolls to a stop, and you pull the sheet gets pulled back, and you see 6 individuals staring at you. Many of them have little sidearms tucked into their belts. And as they look at them, they go, "What?" Sorry, they go, "Right, that's a mess you have there. Someone spilled all that food over your fancy uniform. Well, get the fuck out and get naked. We got work to do." And as he says this, you see the bearded face of older looking Ratling, and the 5 other people around them are also Ratlings. They're all dressed in like the laundry staff uniform, despite the fact that they're armed. You should know better than to walk around all the tall folk. They're liable to run you over. Case in point, your fucking face right now.
Finlay Bigby, serial number XXX, sniper, 5th Division.
Right, I'm Tom. This here's Sarah. We have like people names on account of us being fucking people. But at any rate, welcome to our little... at any rate, welcome to our little slice of heaven. So,
What do you want with my uniform?
to fucking clean it, you idiot. Look, you're about to go stand in front of the most powerful men in this entire city, and you look like a goddamn buffet table. You look like the tablecloth atop a children's table at a county buffet. Right? You look as though hogs have vomited across a cardboard box left in the street. I'm not sure how many of these analogies I need to lay down to express just how terrible your face looks at this moment.
Yeah,
You look as though a stampede of sassy children have vomited all upon a mural depicting the most gruesome execution in our town's history, the hanging of Elizabeth.
sassy children would not be sassy when they start vomiting. But I'm to believe that you have me here for altruistic reasons.
Well, right, someone has to stand up for you. You're too short to do it on your own.
Right?
Besides, John Boy here, well, we owe him a favour. He's been kind enough to not notice any of our extracurricular activities that go on in the laundromat here. So, he doesn't want to get fired, and we want to keep him on our side. And since you're a Ratling, well, we may as well do you a turn of good fortune.
All right. Well, then, give me a moment, and he'll strip to his shorts and undershirt.
Hey, so, you got drafted, did you? Or were you one of those idiots who volunteers for this business?
I'm one of those idiots.
Right, that is disappointing. Well, at any rate, it's a pleasure to meet you there, Mr. XXXXXX, etc. Oh, that's what we'll call you, Mr. Etc. Hey, just out of curiosity, at the Munitorum with your regiment, you don't happen to know an O'Leary or Duffy, do you? Ratlings like you have a habit of, well, pinching things here and there, building handguns of various types. They were supposed to get us a few. Yes. As a matter of fact, they're the ones that gave you your little blunderbuss pistol. You also saw one crushed to death while piloting a Sentinel.
He'll mention that, yes, I know them, and they'll mention which one was it that got crushed?
I believe it was O'Leary.
O'Leary. Don't tell them what happened to O'Leary.
You see Sarah just breaks down in tears. There's Tom's like, that's unfortunate news. We were planning a wedding for him and my Sarah. I mean, a shotgun wedding, no doubt. That's what happens. But we'll be alright. I've raised plenty of fatherless children. This won't be any different. So, in that case, I imagine our arrangement is a bit broken. You wouldn't happen to be willing to pass a letter on to Duffy, would ya?
I would certainly want to do that.
Well, we've been stockpiling weapons like he wanted. So, the issue here is we've only managed to make a handful of them, and we need more of those firing mechanisms and battery packs that he promised us. And I understand now why that hasn't happened. However, if you would like his cut, he's going to have to keep up his end of the bargain. So, if you would be so kind as to let him know that we've made a killing in this particular market, and we have invented a few new weapons he might be interested in getting the schematics for, well, he's going to need us to get us what he owes.
I'll be sure to tell him.
Please do. And if you're in the market for untraceable firearms, by all means, let us know. We launder more than clothing here.
Oh, always. Always.
Fantastic. And then he goes, alright, well, since you're part of our little group, you should probably get marked. And he pulls out a tattoo gun that's brought to him by like one of the other younger ones, and he goes, alright, where would you like this?
He's surprised they don't have a set spot for it, but I assume anywhere on the face or hands is off limits, so he'll get it on his chest.
Awesome. Roll me a toughness test.
All right.
All right. It's not that bad. It hurts, but they're pretty good at holding you down. But by the end of it, you have a lovely little tattoo of what is 2 crossed pistols. Black powder pistols, I should point out. Yes. Right, so this way, if you decide to run to the authorities, we can just say you're a part of the gang and we all get executed together. Because quite frankly, I'm sure you know how they treat Latlands around here.
Oh, yes.
So, welcome to the club. And don't tell anyone that you don't trust.
Don't tell anyone about what?
I like you already. But in case you're actually an idiot, don't tell anyone about this organization or our connections with the Departamento Munitorum. Alright, perfect.
Why I should.
So, we'll get this uniform nice and clean for you. In the meantime, all we have clothing-wise is staff uniforms. So, here you go. If anyone asks, you're a janitor. Should have it done by tomorrow morning.
All right, that's acceptable.
I should hope so. It's the only offer you have. So they give you the janitorial uniform, which will hopefully let you get to your actual room, and you are on your way. Meanwhile, back at the bar, how long are you going to stay there drinking with this man?
I'll probably stop at the second drink and shift over to smoking for a bit, specifically to stop the drinking. Pull out like some
Fantastic.
cigarettes.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You smell out your cigarette, you pull out the cigarettes. Jort, I think you had left, correct? Did you want to go anywhere in particular, or do you not want to get in trouble?
Nah, I just don't want to get in trouble. I'm a war hero.
There you go.
So out of everyone, the halfling hero has disappeared. So has Jort. Alexander refuses to speak to people, and the only person left is Timur. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I get the best of the party then.
Oh, technically, so good news is Timur is not actually a mutant or a psyker. He's just a guy with a gun. On account of his last character getting executed once he accidentally summoned a demon into the heart of an inquisitorial office.
He looks muted.
He does have a very furry hat. Who knows what was hiding underneath it? Alrighty then. So,
That's true. You guys don't know that I'm not mutant yet.
I don't even know who you are. You just came up and fixed my shirt. I was like, okay.
Yeah, just like random squad guys like, you look terrible.
Yeah, no,
literally us to him either.
Literally no one. You know that he walked up when Lord General Matisse called for the psyker, and then he went back and no one ever mentioned him again.
I mean, I assume you're in our squad because Sarge was giving you the rundown with us. So.
Facts. However, if that is what you all would like to get into for the night, Big B, would you like to do anything before you settle in? Would anyone like to do anything before they settle in for the evening?
No.
I think I've had my fun. I've done like a little bit of moving and shaking. This seems like a successful party, so I think I'm good. And of course, no one's going to tell me about the halfling insurgents. Join the black spot. Confused burn on your.
Alrighty, so as you all begin to settle in for the night, you do see a number of other soldiers out there talking to various people. You do see a number of them posing for photographs. And as you guys are heading back to the room, you see Alexander, you get stopped by two other tech priests, heavily augmented. Well, almost about the same as you as far as augmentations are concerned. And in a brief, just straight, like, static burst of binary, they effectively state to you, Tech Priest Alexander, yes, no. As a question. You performed repairs on the Aegis of Gildan during the Battle of Hill 38. Yes, no. Computing, processing. And then in binary, they state, honored to meet you, Tech Priest. Wanted to make your acquaintance. And then as they begin to list, there's just a stream of ones and zeros as this individual identifies those as particular magus. Of course, as soon as you enter streams of binary, my computer freezes just to spite me.
Hacking the system.
It was known all along. That's weird. All right, but at any rate, but yes, this is identified as Magus Ebuchadnezzar. And as he basically nods his head in your direction, yeah, streams of binary that continue to work. And as he continues to shut out this stream of binary, by the way, everyone around you is sort of covering their ears and walking away as they effectively are just giving off the like old dial-up sound. And as they walk away, he goes, wanted to congratulate you before the ceremony. And yeah, right. And offer you an invitation to our own special parties going on. And he gives you just a lat long coordinate. He goes, if you ever need to traverse the city, please utilize this service. And it's just basically gives you a beacon as well as a communicator that goes to a private car service. And he goes, the loss of the Gildan would have been devastating. Thankfully, you've prevented this and allowed it to continue functioning. Truly, you are worthy of joining our ranks. And then they just turn around and leave. Alrighty then. So, would you like to go explore this lat long right now, or would you like to try it some other time? All right. You step outside, you press the beacon, and in about 10 minutes, a hover car settles in. And as the door opens, you realize that there's actually no organics in here at all. There's a servitor that's almost completely modded out to be mechanical, operating the car itself. You're not entirely sure how much of this would be considered tech heresy, but it seems right on the line of just being acceptable but incredibly high tech. And as you step inside, the door shuts, right? And behind the seat, there's a number of different nozzles. There's a jack for you to recharge your batteries if you should like. There's also several different solvents and oils you can select from. But as it takes off and flies out, after about 20 minutes, it lands, and you see a curious door. And as you stand up there, you get scanned. The door opens, and as you head down, you can hear some strange, almost electronica music. And as you get down there, you notice that there's this massive area filled with tech priests of various levels of alteration. And there's several stages out there as well, with various displays. And you notice on the main stage, someone walks out, and it looks like they have this ancient surface-to-air missile of a type that you are unfamiliar with. And as they take it out, the servitors and the tech priest that's like conducting them, they very slowly and sensually take out each screw, put it in its place. Everything is done by the standards of the user manual and maintenance manuals for this particular item as they go through and they dismantle it so you can see each individual part. And you see some of the tech priests that are a bit too enthusiastic get a bit close and are knocked back by a shock prod. You can see a couple other tech priests are being led into a back room for private showings of different archaeotech. And as this happens, one of these servitors walks up and offers you a basically your selection of various types of lubricants and oils, all served in unnecessarily expensive and regal glassware.
I thought it would be more pointy for me if it was like scientific glassware.
No, sadly not. Trying to fix this mouse so I can actually look things up again. There we go.
Alexander's definitely enjoying himself.